Joining us now is Einat Levi. She's an expert on Israeli-Moroccan relations and former member of the Israeli mission to Morocco. So Einat, is this Morocco stepping up or stepping into something that is very complicated?
Yeah, actually, I think it's both because taking an act of leadership is sometimes involves taking risk. But I think in this case, Morocco is taking a calculated risk because it knows that generally this move has a concrete mandate because of its role in the Board of Peace as one of its founders. And also it is generally supported by the international community. And also by playing this role, it can avoid taking sides, either on the Israeli side or the Palestinian side. It acts like a peace builder. And this is something that it makes real sense to Morocco.
Relations with Israel through the Abraham Accords. It's now joining this Gaza Stabilization Force. Again, if it comes to fruition, because obviously, these are still reports as to this actually coming to fruition. Can these two things actually coexist comfortably in your eyes? Or do you think that Morocco's role in Gaza inevitably is going to create friction with its relationship with Israel?
No, actually, I think Israel views very positively the involvement of Morocco in Gaza because Morocco is considered one of its closest allies and friends in the region. And there is evidence to that because even prior to this period and during the war after the 7th of October, Morocco was one of the only countries from the region that was allowed to send humanitarian aid directly through Ben Gurion Airport. And because of the king's role in the Al-Quds Committee, actually what happened is that Morocco created a direct collaboration between Israel and the OIC. So I think we could see how Morocco can be a bridge actually between all these worlds, and contradictions usually get along in Morocco.
Morocco deploying military officers, police, a field hospital. I mean, that's a serious commitment. It's definitely not a symbolic one. What is the king getting out of this, and how much of this is about Morocco's regional ambitions versus obviously, humanitarian concern?
Yeah, I think generally Morocco's regional ambitions are focused more on Africa and the Atlantic Ocean, the Sahel area, and rather than the Middle East. And we've seen Morocco taking a step back in the last decade from this region. But I think there is a renewed interest given the changes in Syria, in Lebanon, the change of regimes. And I think there is a new chapter for Morocco doing that. And I think there is also a policy in Morocco called constructive neutrality that we've seen Morocco deploys before. And it means that Morocco is not passive in its neutrality, but it uses a more dynamic approach to keep relations with all parties involved in order to maintain also its own interest. And lastly, domestically speaking, the Palestinian issue is something that is well embedded into the hearts of the Moroccan people. And I think there is a genuine sense of responsibility here, also taking into account internal issues in Morocco, the upcoming elections, and other factors that get into this picture. Generally.
All right, Einat, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us. Really fascinating to hear your take.
Thank you.
All right, now we're